It's almost 3:10. It's a Friday afternoon. I don't know if you, like me, are sighing a breath of relief on that. Status Quo are with us a little bit later on. Francis Rossi is going to be telling us why they are re-releasing In the Army now. I think you can probably guess. And also you will meet some local entrepreneurs as well who have got a lot to thank Dragon's Den for. More on that later. But now you may have noticed, I most certainly have, there's abundance of students around the city centre. It's Freshers' Week actually this week. Manchester is apparently the most popular destination for students in this country, and many of them have had the good sense to stay here once their studies have finished. My next two guests have done exactly that, and since graduating from Manchester, they've set up their own comedy night to encourage other students to break into stand-up. Sid Wick and DJ Slapstick, which he insists on being called. You weren't christened that, were you?
I was christened by Sid as that.
Yes, by Sid as that. Do you have a... Oh, okay. What do I call you then? Slap?
Sure, yeah.
Slap.
Whatever makes you comfortable.
Okay.
Usually we try not to refer to him at all.
All right, so he's ignored, is he?
If that. If he's lucky.
So you set up this comedy night to encourage other students or other comedians?
Well, the night started. I noticed that on the Manchester comedy scene, there's a lot of stand-up. Manchester has a very rich heritage of comedy. But it all tends to be stand-up these days, and that wasn't the sort of comedian that I was. I didn't want to do that sort of stuff. And so we devised the night to bring in other concepts of comedy.
What kind of a comedian are you?
A very poor one, I'm afraid.
But if you're not stand-up, what?
Well, no, it's things like character comedy. I mean, if you look back, a lot of the comedy you see on television isn't actually stand-up. There's things like actual written comedy. If you go back as far as Reeves and Mortimer, for example, that sort of thing.
That far back? That's so far back. I'm much older than you.
Of course, yeah.
Of course, it'll be a short interview. Go on.
So we wanted to do something different, like... There's some exceptional comedy nights in Manchester. We wanted to add to it, but have a bit of a variety night. So we do song in our nights. We do obviously we do stand up as well. We do sketches. Basically, anyone. We've had some poets on as well, haven't we?
Yeah.
Anyone who has something interesting to do with comedy going on, as long as it makes you laugh, that's good enough for us.
So is it open mic then?
Not as such. We do book it in, don't we?
Yeah. We book the acts in. It's it's character sketches. It tends to be the flavour of the night, but we get the stand-up acts in, but they're booked in. I don't know how far in advance.
Yeah,
an hour.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah.
It's still the student vibe going on.
Well, because we are based right next to the universities, one of the main things we encourage to do is to encourage the students and so forth to get involved with the night as a sort of first step onto the comedy ladder, if you will, of Manchester.
Are there enough comedy venues, do you think, in Manchester?
There's a rich heritage of comedy nights in Manchester. I'd say there's, if there's demand, then yeah, I'd say there's always room for more. But at the same time, the main reason we started our night was that we want to do something a bit different.
And how popular is it?
Very popular.
Yeah.
Too popular.
Too popular.
I mean, I'm there almost every week.
Almost every week.
Almost, yeah.
I thought it was every other
It's every other week, yeah. So I'm very disappointed some weeks.
It is on, we should say, this comedy night every other Wednesday at Pub Zoo, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
That's right, starting this Wednesday.
This Wednesday, yeah.
Ah, yes. This is coming Wednesday when all the students are there, working hard at their first week of lecture.
Exactly, and we're there to provide some comic relief.
That's it. Yeah. No. It's just about like the diverse range of comedy that could be in the city. There's a diverse range of everything in the city. So like Slap and Giggle, we can sort of bring something out. The other comedy venues, you're asking if there was enough. They all seem to go down the same road of stand up, and I think Slap and Giggle's the only one that properly.
The diversity.
Who came up with Slap and Giggle? It's a
the
good
name. Or
yeah.
That was sadly my fault.
It's good.
It is good, but we've been turned down by sponsors and all sorts on account of the name. Yeah.
Have you?
Yes, a lot of people say it's a problem that it's associated with violence. Associated with, obviously, there's a vague sexual connotation there.
That's the best thing about it.
Yeah,
it sounds like a Carry-On movie to me. That's
another reason why they don't want to sponsor it.
Well, that's not a good reason not to sponsor it. So, DJ Slapstick.
Hello.
What do you do? What's your act?
Well, I'm sort of I'm like the wingman. I'm there. And like the sound effect man, the voice of reason, the overview, the
commenting on the action.
To an extent, I mean, like the night runs in many different ways. I mean, as ourselves, we sort of host the night, if you will, or we hold the night together. And our stuff is sort of scripted comedy, scripted character comedy, and we get involved with the different acts, involved with the audience, of course, but also DJ Slapstick over here. He's over in his crow's nest with all of his equipment.
And, a bit like the guy you never see on BBC One between the shows.
Exactly. Yeah, we see him as rarely as possible.
Okay. Yeah. And you went to Edinburgh this year?
Yeah, we went to Edinburgh Festival.
Was that the first time?
It's the first. We meant to go last year, but our workload became too intense.
You mean your university?
No. We accidentally decided that the seasons of shows are going so well, we signed up to do 12 consecutive shows in one season, which is 24 weeks of writing a new show every 2 weeks. So it became far too much effort to possibly go last year. But we went this year, and we had a good idea of what we were going to do. We got involved with a company called Hartshorn Hook Productions. They represented us. And just in general, we did really well from it. We had some sellout shows, had some really good reviews, and just in general, really positive feedback. And it's nice to know that you're successful outside of your hometown.
So what's the big dream?
The big dream? Well, ideally, I'd like to take over this show from you, Becky.
Dream on, mate. Dream on. Far too young.
Well, give me a couple of years.
It's good to see you. And as I say, the night's called Slap and Giggle. It's on Pub Zoo in Manchester City Centre every other Wednesday, but it starts this Wednesday.
Yeah, you can, if you want more details, if you're interested in actually getting involved with the comedy, we're always looking for new talent, whatever your age, to be honest. It can be students, it can be anyone. You can find details on www.slapandgiggle.co.uk. That's our website.
Smooth as silk.
Nice.
Thank you very much
There
indeed.
are many other websites available, of course, I should mention.
George Michael, Careless Whisper now on BBC Radio Manchester. It's 3:15.